we've gone from the low of 15,000, 16,000, let's call it, to close to 70,000 right now, 63,000. I think we have, we could easily go up another 4 to 5x from here. That would put us at 250,000, and it could be as much as 500,000. And I think if I had to pick a spot at what this happens, I think we're going to probably get the most of it by the end of 2025, right? So yeah, maybe it keeps on going until 2026. But the next 18 months, I think, are going to be, could be really amazing. Could be absolutely spectacular. Somewhere between, 4x and 8x the return from where we are today. So that's just the bull market thing.
Renowned businessman and mathematician Fred Krueger has given his latest prediction for Bitcoin and the macroeconomy in his recent videos. Despite the fluctuations in previous days, Krueger expresses a bullish outlook on Bitcoin. He predicts the possibility of Bitcoin's value increasing 4 to 5 times more from its current level, potentially reaching $250,000 to $500,000. He suggests that this massive surge could occur by the end of 2025, with the next 18 months holding great potential for significant gains. He also acknowledges the possibility of the bull market continuing into 2026. Krueger discusses how government spending and monetary policies affect the value of money and assets like gold. He notes that gold has appreciated significantly against fiat currency, highlighting a nearly 10x increase in the value of gold over 12 years. He acknowledges Bitcoin and gold as hedges against economic uncertainty, while expressing his preference for Bitcoin over traditional assets. Let us now view clips of Fred Krueger as he shares his latest predictions and insights. Give this video a like to show your support, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with crypto and finance news. Thanks and enjoy.
Now, what else do I think is gives me a lot of bullishness? Well, obviously the ETFs, right? So I think in addition to the fact that we're on sort of this bull market, we have the ETFs that are they're really just starting to kick in. And we saw yesterday we had GBTC with the first positive inflow day ever. And I've sort of said I think the ETFs, once we get back and we're say back to 70,000, I think those flows are going to come right back because I think these people they may not participate when the market looks shaky, but when the market looks good, they're going to come back. And that's just like a turbo booster on top of the bullish sentiment that's just coming from the non-ETF part of the market. That's the second part. The third part, I would say, is, just from a pure fiscal irresponsibility, I think we have never looked more irresponsible than we are today. James Lavish is documented this really well. Larry Lepard has documented this. Lynn Alden has talked about it. But, look, we're definitely in kind of this, I would say, sort of the end game of fiat here. We're just printing like crazy. We got just absolute insane people like Stephanie Kelton who really think that we can just go print like whatever we want, we can just buy. And that won't have any impact on inflation or anything. And she uses the example of World War II to show how great things are when we just go spend like drunken sailors on something like, the war effort. And her new war effort is, the Green New Deal and climate change. So I just think that this kind of thinking is so wrong. It is so destructive to capital. So I think the fact that people just don't seem to even care at all about deficits is a reason why Bitcoin's going to do really, really well over the next 2 years. And then the last of all, I think we have an election. And I think at the end of the day, this election, whoever emerges from this election as the victor is going to go spend like crazy. If it's Trump, they're going to cut interest rates like crazy. But regardless, I think people are going to want to own Bitcoin. So I think we have a really great setup for the next 18 months. Very bullish. You got to be there in order to participate, though. If you get off this train even once, if you get spooked out of your position, you will not participate. So, I just would recommend just being fully invested and just, having diamond hands.
Before we continue with more of Fred Krueger's expert insights, here's a quick update on another piece of latest news that might interest you. Historically, investing in the stock market, especially in the S&P 500, has been a reliable way to grow wealth over time. Despite the initial economic downturn caused by the pandemic in 2020, the stock market bounced back strongly in 2023, with the S&P 500 surging over 24%, according to financial expert Robert Kiyosaki. However, this 2024, Kiyosaki has recently raised concerns about potential financial trouble ahead, warning of a possible crash similar to 2008. He advises diversifying investments into assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin instead. Gold and silver have shown impressive long-term growth trends, with gold's value increasing by over 6,000% and silver's by over 1,600% over the past 53 years. Bitcoin, despite its volatile nature, has seen an extraordinary increase in value since its inception in 2009. From being worth nothing initially, it reached an all-time high of nearly $69,000 in 2021 and is currently valued at around $60,000 per coin, representing a remarkable increase of over 60 million% over the past 15 years. While some remain skeptical about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin's resilience and significant growth suggest it could be a valuable investment opportunity for those willing to understand and embrace it. Now, let's get back to Fred Krueger with more of his intelligent insights.
Felix Zuhoff, the Swiss sort of gold bug, I subscribe generally to his view. I think we've had this massive push of spending post-COVID, and we're spending as if we were in war. We're not at war, and things are going to get more expensive to produce. The world economy is going to work less well in the next decade than it worked in the last decade. Things are going to get a lot more expensive. And governments are going to print more and more money to solve this problem, quote unquote. Now, what Zuloff says, which I totally agree with, is that people don't realize that gold has actually appreciated 87% over the last 20, fiat has lost 87% of its value. Dollars has lost 87% of its value versus gold in 2002. So, which is, I've owned gold for that entire period, so I can absolutely tell you that that's correct. We've gone from $250 in gold to $270 to where it is today, right? So we've almost gone up 10x in those 12 years. So, what that means really is the S&P, the growth in the appreciation of the S&P, it's almost all due to fiat debasement. It's not like our economy's doing great and we've got this, no, not at all. We've just got a purely monetary stock market here. The stock market's completely a monetary phenomena, has been for the last 20 years, and it's going to continue to accelerate in this direction. And the reality is, this is how the government's paying its bills right now, because if they can inflate in nominal terms, they can also grab taxes in nominal terms when anybody turns over a house, or turns over a stock. And so they're making between 30 and 50% of sort of long-term of all the activity that's in the system. So it's an unstable situation. It's likely to crash at some point in the next decade. is it a death spiral? You can call it a death spiral. I think we're in the final stages, but I do expect something dramatic to occur in the next decade. And Zulov doesn't understand Bitcoin, really. He's a gold bug. As I said, he's too old and he's too Swiss to get Bitcoin. I'm getting up there in age, but I'm not Swiss, and I'm more of a techie. So I think I get Bitcoin.
Do you agree with Fred Krueger's preference for Bitcoin over traditional assets like gold? Why or why not? Share your insights in the comment section below. If you found some value in today's video, we would appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button. Lastly, if you would like to be updated with all of our future updates, please tick that notification bell. Your support encourages us to create more content on the latest relevant news in crypto. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you in our next video.